Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Ooh, child. James Charles is involved in a new scandal. Should we be surprised? Should we be in uproar? Surprise, no. But uproar, yes. Before I do that, let's pull up some receipts.
I will be talking about grooming and James Charles, so if you get triggered by any of those, keep scrolling, but if not, watch this video, please. So last Wednesday on the 17th, James Charles snapped me on Snapchat. He added me back because I had snapped him a while ago, influencer conversation. I was excited because he's my biggest influencer-wise, and I've always looked up to him, so I was excited to get his message back. I don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to post proof of it right now. This is the notification that I got when he Snapchat. And just for further proof, he deleted the chat. I don't know what he deleted, but that's me opening his Snapchat. It's blurry because I took it on my iPad because I don't want him to see that I screenshotted it, but I'll post it right now. He proceeded to send me explicit pictures of his body. More in part 2. This is part 2 of the James Charles story. So after sending me that first picture of his body, explicitly, he sent me multiple after that, and I'll post them now. I was getting really uncomfortable, so I told him my age. I told him I'm flexing and stuff. He proceeded to ask to FaceTime me, which I then said no to, and then I asked why. And this is what he said. It's sad to say that I can't even look up my biggest influence the same again. I've heard multiple stories about you never believe it until it happens to you. So now I'm a big believer of what James Charles does to other people, and it sucks because he has so much going for him, and he does this to himself. All I ask from TikTok is that you never believe it until it happens to you. So now I'm a big believer of what James Charles does to other people.
From the video that I previously shared with you, James Charles has been sexting an individual under the age of consent. Now, the age of consent is there for people for a reason, particularly to protect young people from predators and abusers. I use Snapchat because it's a platform where you can just send stuff and then things won't always get saved. Of course there's ways around that to go through the archives, but Snapchat is one of those places where things are just harder to find, and it's harder just to pull receipts out from in general. Let's see what James has to say about this. Trigger warning, women and pedophilia. There's a video going around me on TikTok and Twitter of a guy calling me a groomer, and I want to address it right away. The accusation that I have groomed this person is completely false. Last week I came across someone on my Instagram Explore page, so he followed me and added him back on Snapchat. This morning I woke up to several snaps from this person. Being excited, I added him back, saying he loved me, and I also lured photos of himself in the shower. I asked how old he was right away, and he told me he was 18, so I started flirting back. In the excitement of meeting someone, I thought I could be a potentially great. I didn't ask for a copy of his ID or passport. It's now clear based on the video he uploaded he was taking photos of me with another device and had an ulterior motive from the beginning. Later in the day, he said a few things about that made me question the validity of the original age. However, answered, and when I asked him to confirm his age once again, he admitted he was 16. I told him I was really uncomfortable and apologized for flirting, but he insisted on continuing taking and saying it was our little secret and he's a fan of mine and he would never tell anyone. I told him it wasn't okay, I wasn't okay with this, and he started getting upset. At this point, I unfriended him. We haven't spoken since. I am not victim blaming him or victimizing myself either, simply sharing what happened. And what happened was not okay. After false allegations like this in the past, I would never knowingly engage with anyone underage and put my life on the line for a few Snapchats. Because of a situation like this, instead of taking someone's word for it, I now ask people ID or passport of every guy I have a conversation with. That actual fuck Oh my god, I'm done. I'm sorry. Bye! I'm gone. Why would you want to speak to someone you have to ID? But another thing that a lot of straight people cannot relate to. A few things that is somewhat the elephant in the room as it comes to, or sort of pertains to, being queer in a sort of heteronormative world. The fear of isolation and loneliness and trigger warning, inclination of suicide is very, very real. However, we have to also address the sort of the ways that men in particular, queer men in particular, have been treated throughout history is somewhat of a really dangerous perspective of them being predators, of them being abusers. That also too is a legitimate argument if this particular case was not as it was, where Mr. Charles here does fully admit to, like legit, there are more than enough platforms for James to meet people in. Within websites, clubs, bars that are over the age of consent. The beauty community, scandals that they are involved in. Have we held them accountable for the awful things that they have done? No, we haven't. We continue to support them. We continue to push them. And it's not just James Charles, but many others do have the same privilege of remaining on the platform and still being celebrated. No tea.
Okay, Riggs.